Okay. So, yes. Okay, hello everyone. We are going to talk about the promotion strategy of Bocadillo veleño, how to enter into a North France market, the strategy that we are going to use, and the analysis that we do about this part of the country. Okay, these are the points that we're going to talk about. So the personal analysis, the market segmentation, promotional activities, marketing price, and finally the distribution channel. Okay, first of all, about the personal analysis. So we have to talk about first the politics about France. So we have to take into account that it is not equal as here in Colombia. You have like another kind of system that is a democratic republic, and it has a stable political system. This is important because this give to the rest of the world, to the rest of the companies, this security that there's not going to be a risk taking in terms of political. The second thing is that France have a labor regulation, have taxes, have all the country have, and also have bilateral agreements. This is really important because if you as company are you going to go to that country, you have to take into account all the taxes, and well, the taxes in France they are high, because in this country, they spend a lot of money in social activities, such as helping small companies find social activities like helping people with low resources. So you have to take into account this aspect. Finally, the European Union, France is in the European Union. So these have trade agreements such as the GEFTA. Another aspect is the economics. So France is considered one of the largest economies in Europe and the world. This also brings security to the economics environment and basically say to the investors, the company that you can come to this country and your money is going to be in good hands. There's not going to be a lot of risk. Secondly, the unemployment rate is at 8.6%. This was a 13 fat book. And the credit rating is AA minus of 2023. We have to take into account that this rate is really important. How does this rate works? Firstly, the first way, the best one is this, triple A. The second one is this one, and the third one is this one. So France is have a good rate. This gives security also to the economic environment, and there's no risk. The third one is the social. In France, the culture is very diverse. This helps to the market because there's a lot of diverse in characteristics, the things that people want. So there's a big vision in order to establish products. And as you can see in this graph here, you can see the distribution of the males and females and the age. And this chart is from a population pyramid. Well, the other analysis is the technological. So you can see in France, is the leader in research in the sector of aeronautics, energy, and information technology. Also, we have a lot of technological innovation and implementation transforming. This is really important, the environmental aspects, because France is committed to sustainability and reducing carbon emissions. Basically, France is doing all his efforts in order to reduce these carbon emissions, and these costs have consequences in, for example, the companies. So it put laws in order to the companies to reduce the carbon dioxide, in order to reduce the contamination. So you have to take in account and have this if you want to enter in this in this market. This is a graph that shows the carbon emission. We can see that it is in this quadrant. And finally, the legal aspects. From have a legal system that gives security and credibility. And its labor laws have an impact in the relationship between workers and companies. For example, in France, the hours that you can work in the week are 35. Also, as you can see in the history of France, there were a lot of conflicts between workers and the companies because the lack of, I don't know, laws in labor materials. But now there's systems in order to regulate this. They have a system of conciliation in order to avoid these kind of conflicts and future projects.
So for the market segmentation for the launching of the Bocadillo, we are aiming the north of France. We are focusing on the big cities, which are in France, cities of over 100,000 inhabitants. So you can see the red spots. These are the big cities considered in France. So you have Paris, Lille, Nancy, Nantes, Angers. There are many. For the socio-demographic, we should focus on men and women, adults that are between their 20 and 60 years old. They have a good purchasing power and they are living and working in the city. For the consumer behavior, so we want people who live in the cities and work there. They go by bus or metro to their work. They hang out in the city and before work, they like to grab coffee. They are busy workers who are often running between their jobs and private life. They tend to take the train for business, which is quite common in France. They like to meet up in coffee with friends or colleagues and sometimes even work there. There are consumers who enjoy a touch of sweetness with their coffee at some point during the day between meals, like most French people. There are also curious consumers who like to try new products, new trends from other countries, other cultures. People who had the chance to travel, who are curious about products from abroad, they like to discover new tastes. And they are especially attracted by a product when they see that it comes from another country. It arouses their curiosity and pushes them to buy the product. They are also really attached to the certification label that has the Bocadillo value. Concerning the promotional activities, first of all, we talked about online ads. With Facebook. Facebook ads is a really good way to promote Bocadillo. First of all, you need to know that Facebook is the first social media in France right now. With over 48 million users per month. You can see on top. The consumers that we are aiming are between their 20 and 60 years old. And with the graph, you can see that almost 50% of the users on Facebook are between 35 and 65. Overall, in France, nearly 60% of the users on Facebook are over 35 years old, which are pretty much the people we are aiming. We also talk about LinkedIn ads because we are aiming people who work. In France, in 2023, LinkedIn counts over 26 million users, including 13 million monthly users. 20% of them are between 35 and 55 years old, and over 25% of the users are located in the region of Paris, which we are aiming, and 6% of them in the region which is called Hauts-de-France, which is one of the big regions in the north of France. For the cost and the social media ads, Facebook is the best social media to promote Bocadillo veleño in the north of France. It's a great way to shop and aim precisely at our consumers with the age, localization, their interest. It's also the best social media in terms of cost performance ratio. with a low CPC, cost per click, which was 0.96 euros, which equals more or less to 4,000 pesos. LinkedIn ads are way more expensive than on Facebook, but it's still a good way to promote Bocadillo, especially with the target that we have. So the workers. The cost per click LinkedIn is almost 5 euros, which is almost 22,000 Colombian. We also thought about physical ads, especially with the free newspaper, 20 vendors direct by March on Metro. In France, most people who live in the landmark in the city, they go there by foot or they catch bus or metro. And in the streets, you can always find in the morning media who hand out their newspaper, their free newspaper. It's a small version of a more official newspaper. It has a lot of advertising in it, but overall it's free. So people like to get one as it's a good way to get busy during the way to work. It's a cheap way to promote Bocadillo, and a good way to attract a big amount of people, but still people who are concerned by the product because they live in the city and they are workers. To concern the market price, the fact that we wish to export the products in the north of the France will increase the price of the product in relation to Colombia. In France, we already have products similar to the one we want to export. In the fact, there are already fruit pastes that are sweeter than those found in Colombia. It's a French fruit paste recreated in Clermont in the 15th century. The sweets are often served in the coffee and with hot drink like coffee or chocolate, etc. And the fact that Bocadillo products are similar and yet they are all particularities could be a product that could make in France. The price of the fruit jelly in France it's around 80 euros per kilo. And in Colombia is like 14 euros to 80 sites. It is indeed interesting to compare the price of the fruit jellies in France and Bocadillo in Colombia. Both products are considered sweet acid in their respective country, but they are also perceived as a relatively expensive of high cost, maybe due to the several factors. First of all, the high price of the food space in France can be attributed to several factors. One of these is the quality of the ingredients used. In French foods are often made with the high quality French foods and which contribute to the exceptional taste, but also increase the cost of the production is more artisanal. On the other hand, Bocadillo in Colombia is also priced product, but its price maintains high due to the similar factor, the quality of the ingredient, in particular the guava of Bocadillo often down from generation to generation because the textile handwork that can take time and extra time. Now, if we want to export Bocadillo to the north of France, it's a good idea to take this factor into account. You need to match the price when the food fast and but highlight the unique characteristic of Bocadillo to justify the price. For example, it's necessary to emphasize the authenticity of the Colombian recipes and the quality of the Colombian ingredients and the traditional aspect of the production. It could have position Bocadillo as you want, but equally valid excellent on the French market. It's not our interest to buy a production plants in France because as we want to live a production in Colombia, so as not to prevent the inflation and which will be important in the both country. and to check the position of flow. In fact, there are many advantages to importing from Colombia, such as the lower cost of production. The production costs in Colombia are generally lower than in France due to the factor of such at cheaper level and lower raw material costs. There is also the first serving of the city by importing Bocadillo directly from Colombia, which can guarantee that the product will be authentic, which is one of the market spread. And there is still the maintaining of the Colombian level. Bocadillo can be associated with an operation that the work is originating like AOC in Colombia, reinforcing the reputation and quality. By producing in France, you risk to retain the verification, but we may also come across few challenges where you have to face, such as the potential challenges. The transport and the logistics involving the project from the board involve transport systems and approach. It's essential to plan for the strategy integrate stage into your business plan. And the risk of the stockouts, you need to anticipate the demand to ensure that you maintain constant supply to avoid stockouts, which could undermine customer loyalty. And the last one is international competition. You will also need to analyze on the international competition as other similar products will enter in the French market as a competitive price.
Okay, now for the product Bocadillo veleño, we will use to the different distribution channel. The first sería e-commerce. The e-commerce I will use to make the product of the North France and in the faster way. And the second channel will be to the retailer for physical sales. Okay, marketing channel e-commerce. Firstly, create a line store where the consumer from the north of France can buy directly for Bocadillo veleño. Secondly, design a user-friendly portal in French language is very important. Showing the product, the type about the process, origin, shipping. Okay, and finally, improving secure and different payment methods. Okay, retailer channel. By means the retailer distribution in supermarket, especially store, and the majority of retailer are firstly interaction with the product. Consumer by the physical store with QR code and have possibility to interact with the product Bocadillo veleño. The second is increase product awareness. Retailer have the opportunity to expose consumer to the Bocadillo that they didn't know before looking for them. And two, and various promotion tactics. Strategic location such is in Kobe, in France, and train store, for example, relay. In France, Scooping is consumer a lot. In the morning, in the afternoon, and ideal coffee with Bocadillo. And finally, with your audience, with a focus organization can be from consumer loyalty. Thank you for the attention.